Hey y'all. We are back with a Nurse Key podcast, and this is for me episode 31. This is my first time doing a live podcast, so I'm super excited to be here. Don't mind me if you think I'm looking directly at you. I'm looking at the camera. Okay. I'm looking directly at you. Um, if you do not know me, my name is Nurse Key. I am a mother, an author, a poet, a motivator, pretty much every. Oh, I'm a nurse. Somebody asked me that out there. Somebody asked me that out there, like, are you really a nurse? Everything but a hater and a whore. So, yeah, I like to throw that out there. How are y'all? How's everybody doing? I like to check into y'all mental before I break y'all mental down and build it back up. So, how y'all doing? Thank you. I hate my voice. It's hard for, when I used to do my poetry, I never listened to it after I recorded it. I hate my voice. Um, first of all, my very best friend is here. Hey, girl. um, I want to say thank you for everybody that did their podcast today. I was super inspired, super interested, and yeah, I'm super nervous. I know it may not seem like I am when I'm on Instagram, but I'm super nervous. Anyway, without further ado, we just gonna get right into it. And I never do like audience participation, obviously, because it be me and Watts, and you know, whatever. But I don't know. I don't know how this gonna go. We just gonna let it go however it's gonna go. So, don't have questions for me. Because if you ask me the wrong question, it might be a silent ride home. Um, I am not a man basher, contrary to what people try to make me out to be. My whole journey started because I was in a toxic relationship, and I just wanted women to do better and men to adhere to doing better. So, with that said, I feel like the theme of my episode is life goes on. Like, we ain't gonna get too spiritual or things like that, but life goes on. And just the more recent events in my personal life, I find myself being real stuck and just dwelling on shit that really it took up too much space in my life. And I didn't, I can sit on the internet a lot of times and I can tell a lot of people what to do and how to do it. But for me, for everybody, I think it take me a long time to put a pep in my step and take my own advice. So life goes on. It sounds like I'm about to say a poem, but I'm not. Um, Ladies, we stay too long. We stay too long in situations that we probably should have left the first time. We probably shouldn't have even been a part of it. And when I say ladies, trust and believe, I will give grace to men, but I will give grace to y'all. I will have a moment for y'all where I pour into y'all, but because I wake up a woman first, I like to speak to women at the soul level. So we stay too long. I was listening to the first podcast and they were talking about how, like, men and this and that, and how you stay for this reason and you stay for that reason. But a lot of those reasons don't be valid. And a lot of times we be afraid to walk away because we don't know what's on the other side of everything that we've become accustomed to. Stay way too long. We dwell on situations that no longer need to take up space, and then you find yourself 5, 6, 7, 8 years being buried by this trauma that you should have just let go. And I just be reflecting on I do a lot of reflecting. I'm not somebody who doesn't think at all. I actually overthink. I overlove, I overgive, I overdo everything. I'm extra. I walk in a room, I overdo it. I have on a fucking mink. It's not fucking wintertime. Like, we stay too long. Life goes on. But furthermore, we expect other people to stay too long. And we don't like to admit that. So when you have a breakup, when you have a relationship that has really just went sour, you may feel justified to move on. Like, fuck it. Like, this nigga did everything that he could have possibly did to me. Like, I can move on. Like, this is good for me to do. Like, he has no say so in my move on. He has no say so but somewhere in your conscience you expect him to be stagnant. Like you expect him to still be right where you left him. And when he doesn't, you know what I'm saying, it throws us in a frenzy. I think that a lot of that, when it comes to me personally, is because one, I'm a Virgo. I don't know about anybody else in the room, but I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo, and August 27th. Okay, you a Leo, really, but I'm a Virgo, and my fellow Virgos, as if you don't like to admit it, I'll say it for us. We like to be in control. So we are big control freaks. We have a complex with control. So with that being said, I think that a lot of my expecting my exes to be right where I left them was me wanting to control the narrative. So, and also, and I've admitted this on previous podcasts because I'm like I said, I'm a woman first. I've learned to stand 10 toes in my flaws. And one thing that I realize is in them hurting me, I didn't think they were owed any happiness after me. So after me, I didn't care how misery had to come to them as long as it did. Like if I would hear about them being with somebody, that would prompt me to allow them back into my space just so that situation couldn't prosper. Um, if I even had a glimpse, like even if I thought like, oh, I haven't talked to him in a long time, then I would throw my weight around because I knew how he felt about me. Just because, not so much that I was intentionally trying to make him miserable, but I was trying to ensure that he wasn't happy. Because I know we reached a point to where I can't make you happy anymore. And it's not so much that I can't, it's because I don't want to. So because I don't want to make you happy anymore and I feel like you don't even deserve it from me, I also feel like you don't deserve to have it from anybody else. So I'm going to, again, listening to I Was So Inspired, I'm going to play on your vulnerability. And did you say toxic? Who said toxic? Oh. Yeah, very toxic. Very much just trying to control the narrative of somebody that hurt me. But the reality of the situation is that's not up to you. It's not up to you to decide how it all plays out once it's over. Um, but in that moment, I feel like we stay too long. I feel like I've stayed too long again because I wanted to control the narratives of the people that I was with. If I stay here, it's not so much that you can get from somebody else because you'll still be constantly trying to pull it out of me. And I'm going to torture you with not giving you anything because I feel like you don't deserve nothing. And I had to release that. So while life goes on, you have to be able to let go and let life live. Like I believe that. I stand on that. It's in my spirit. It's something that I try to practice, and it makes it easier for me to let people go. We hold on to people unconsciously. We can sell ourselves all day long. I do not fuck with this nigga. I don't want him. He can't touch me, anything. But then we get upset if they go fuck off on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Or I have nothing to give you. I have no conversation to give you. I have no intimacy to give you. I don't adore you. I don't like you. I don't love you. But then, and I've said this before, it's easy for other women to love the man who has taken everything from you and has never taken anything from anybody else. So imagine being with a nigga who has stripped you of everything, and then you go watch him love somebody else that he's never taken anything from. Of course she loves him. Of course she thinks she loves him because they've never been through anything. He put you through everything, so it's hard for you to love him in that way. And in his mind, he thinks that she's the better woman. But it's just a matter of he hasn't, taken it there with her. So with that, I'm just a control freak. That's just what it boils down to. I'm just, not now, I guess. I've changed. I've changed. I've grown. No, I've grown. One, because I don't see relationships like I once seen them. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the same values that I once had. My morals have enhanced. Things about me have enhanced. So I don't think that we can reach certain pinnacles in our relationships until we reach those pinnacles within ourselves. And yes, that's cliche. Oh, love yourself, but it's very true. Like it holds so much weight. But life goes on, and even like, you know, how many times do you stay with a nigga waiting around for him to apologize to you that he did something to you? You know what I'm saying? We already agreed that you're a different breed. You said that. You're a different breed. But in your immature femininity, how long have you stayed in friendships? You know what I'm saying? How long have you stayed connected to people in your family? How long have you stayed at jobs waiting for them to promote you? You know what I'm saying? When they don't appreciate you and they don't value you, you're waiting on this potential to kick in. I see the potential in this man. He has potential to be everything that I want him to be. And when I have conversations, one person that I have very real conversations, I'm talking about gut punching conversations with, is my best friend. Like, we hold no punches. But when we're having these conversations, or even when I'm just having general conversations with women who admire me and they value what I say, I ask, like, let's take potential, right? Because I was reading something today that said a lot of the problem with women in dating is that we as women expect men to come fully equipped and we give them no room to grow. Imagine dating a man for his potential and he never reaches it. Is that enough for you? Could you deal with that? Could you deal with him never growing and just being as is? This man that I love, oh, I love him, I can't leave him, and he never changes. Would that be enough for you? With all of your growth?
The difference between potential and a man with potential and a man growing in his potential. And I feel like there's a difference between you being able to spot that. You know what I mean? If you're just solely just gambling everything, putting your eggs in one basket, and just being like, oh my God, he has the potential to do this, this, and this. And as a woman, we automatically want to create. We automatically want to bring life to a man. That's just in our nature to do. Now, if you're breathing life in him and all he's doing is sitting there, and he's not taking the next step and taking what you're trying to breathe into him and create, and move on that, then that's when you kind of have to decipher for yourself.
Mm-hmm. But execution is how you spot it, though.
Exactly.
Like, that's the difference.
Right.
You're not, you see.
Well, you can see it, but what is he doing with it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, is he sitting? Is he brushing off what you're telling him? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I see that you can do this. Say, for instance, you know what I mean? He's really fluent in, say, for instance, really into, let's say, real estate or whatever. You know, a lot of these are in real estate right now. He's really into it. But all he's doing is watching YouTubes. But he's not necessarily, he's working his job and he's going out every weekend and spending his dough or whatever. And he's not necessarily saving up to do something with it. And so every week you're like, you know what, we should probably start saving money. You know how women will place those little earbuds, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe we should do this or maybe we should do that. He'll either brush you off and then stay complacent in where he's at, or he'll actually do something with what you're saying or do something. So it's like, I feel like that's the difference. There's nothing wrong with seeing potential in a man, but there's everything wrong with just seeing that potential and then making your coochie get wet for just the potential. It's like, oh my God, yes.
I definitely think that there's a difference in the potential that, like, how we see men and how men see themselves. So now, in my journey to, I guess, getting myself to want to date, I don't even know how to put that. I don't even know what the call is. But opening up my mind and my heart to wanting to date, one of the things that I anticipate on doing is not so much painting a picture to a man of how I see him, because we are looking at him from two totally different perspectives. I want him to tell me how he sees himself. So then that it kind of gives me an idea and a blueprint of his insecurities, of his strengths, his personal weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Things that he battles with within himself versus things that I put off on him. You know what I'm saying? Or things that I try to get him to see that he doesn't see. Like, I was dating the guys that I've dated, and I've seen so much potential in them. Like, oh, I think that you could just be this if you would just go back to school and just do this. And they're like, school is not for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, again, I don't want to control. I 100% want to, and I don't even know if this is a real thing, but this whole soft girl era shit, I want to live in it. I want to thrive in it. I want to experience it because I am somebody who is alpha in my household, in my life, in the classroom, in the bedroom, everywhere. I am, but again, I'm a Virgo. I am a control freak. I have to, because I feel like if we do it my way, it'll get done the right way. This is just how I think. And I don't know that that's just a woman thing. I really think that that's a tailored to me thing. Like, that is me all day long. So I have a problem, and I spoke about this on the last episode. I have a problem with letting men lead me because it goes deep. It's deep. It goes back. It's long. It's a long.
Can I ask one question?
Deep.
Can I ask a question? Like, is there a life to where you see yourself, like, maybe I don't need an alpha male. Maybe I can be genuinely happy with a baby male. Because I know you used to be like controlled, and we have a problem with letting men lead. Is there a life or a scenario where, okay, maybe me and a beta male could work? Not like to downplay it or anything like that, but like you like being controlled, you like to lead, and he just abide by how you want to.
No, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from being the initiator. I'm exhausted from being the leader. I'm exhausted from pulling everything out of my person. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted from always giving direction. I want to be given direction. I want to be able to be led like I do. I want to submit. I want to honor my husband. I don't want to treat him as if he's anything less than what he naturally is because he doesn't know how to do so. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm a mother of a black son, a single mother at that. I'm constantly the lioness. I'm tired. And it's not saying that will ever change about me, right? Like, I will always have that attribute. But in my my preference, I want my man to come in and I not have to be so much of a masculine because he's that. Like, I don't want to encompass his space. I really want to submit though.
So
Most women do.
why don't women actually let a man
You gotta give her something.
Work. They're not equipped.
Do you
worthy
stay
of-
together?
Listen. I have explained to people, like, it wasn't until I got to a certain level of healing that I was able to recognize and see certain things. So just a little back history. Prior to me not dating, I've never dated a man that was healed. So I never dated a man who even had this type of knowledge on how to and what to. He was never equipped. And again, my control took over to where I never really was attracted to people who could do that for me because I always wanted to be in control. So I always wanted to be the one to say, I helped him get to a certain place. I fixed him. He was broken when I met him. I'm the reason why he loves the way that he do. That had a really big ego. In this last season, I shed a lot of my ego because it ruined a lot of my relationships. It caused a lot of my relationships to not be rekindled. Like, not even just romantic ones, friendships and things like that. So I had to shed a big, huge part of my ego. It still exists. I'm still that bitch, but
Can I ask, how did you do that? Because I think I'm trying to go through that. I'm a Virgo as well. Man, it's hard shedding my ego because it's like I think my ego comes from shit like me feeling like I'm pouring into a lot of niggas or just people in general, and I don't feel the same energy back. That's where my ego comes from, to where I get to, like, fuck everybody. I'm about to get on top and show everybody. Like how do you deal with that type of shit?
Mm-hmm. I think that's different because in a event that I'm going through this life and I'm constantly pouring into people who don't pour into me, eventually you will feel like that. Like, fuck y'all. Like, it's fuck y'all. But my ego is like my stubbornness. You know what I'm saying? Not wanting to speak first, not wanting to apologize first, not wanting to be accountable first, not wanting to do an icebreaker and open up this line of communication in relationships that really matter to me. My ego gets real involved. But what helped me is me being with myself in a valley all alone and just, again, I was exhausted. Like, carrying a big ego is exhausting. Like carrying a big ass garbage bag or a big ass car on your fucking back. Like, it's heavy. And a lot of times, a lot of things, like, we think we going through traumatic shit, we be at war with ourselves. That war with yourself is heavy. That's a heavy, that's a crazy war. Cause it's like, who wins, yourself or yourself? Like, it's crazy. So in my relationships, yes, I absolutely want to be someone who submit. I don't want to keep experiencing ain't shit niggas and that's how I treat them. Like, oh, you can't get, oh, I'm not cooking you shit. Yeah, I'm not your mother though. Like, I'm not, like, I don't want to talk to my man like that. Like, or every time we have a problem, I immediately run in the other room on the phone with my homegirl, like, this stupid ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to consult with my man first. Like, I want us to, when it gets real rough, I don't want us to lean on our people. I want us to pray about it. Like, things like that. Like, it's, I don't know, I'm 30. Something happened to me when I turned 30. I really don't know what it was, but it was instant. I don't know. So, life goes on. Like I said, have you ever stayed with somebody and you're waiting around for them to apologize to you or to see the problem how you see it, so you stay? You know, you're waiting around for him to grow into how you see him, and so you stay. You're staying for the children. You're staying for the money. You're staying because he only has good sex. Like, you're staying because you feel like this is as good as it gets. First of all, I truly believe that people treat you how you treat yourself. I believe that. I believe that when you come into a situation and a man sees you uphold yourself in a type of way, he adheres to that. Or he tries to deviate away from that and he breaks you way down. But if you're any amount of woman that you say you are, you won't even allow him to do it. Men are students. They are. Men are students. They are students, and if they like you enough, they will be a teacher's pet. Like, 100%. They will do everything that you want them to do. They will. It's when they genuinely don't. One more time?
You want to come correct.
Speak up.
I feel like if you pursuing a woman, you're going to do your, it's like a research project. You want to come correct. You want to keep them and teach your pet part. Ain't no grown thing to teach your pet for the right woman.
But that lesson never stops. That's not just in the beginning.
Yeah. When you think about a teacher's pet, this is somebody that's always trying to impress a teacher, right? They never want to do anything wrong. They want to get it. They want to get everything right. They want to be the favorite. So they go above and beyond. Listen to the language. They go above and beyond to make sure that teacher sees them, right? Again, men are students. And when he likes you, when he loves you or whatever, however it goes, when he's genuinely, I'm talking about basic interest. When he's interested in you, there is no telling him what to do. There is no, he is going to show you. He is going to show up and show out for you. And a lot of women don't understand that because, again, we think that a man just being decent is enough. It's not enough. It's not enough that you opened up my door, so. What's next? You know what I'm saying?
So do you feel like women sometimes put themselves in a bad position? So say they see a high value man, quote unquote, who's making 6 figures, and they kind of like not being themselves to get that man because he makes a lot of money, and they kind of just being submissive to him or just doing whatever they think he might like. Do you feel like women kind of put themselves in a bad
What's the
position?
motive?
To get with him to live a lavish lifestyle.
For what? Right.
So you feel like women kind of cheat themselves in that situation?
But so the motive. So all I heard there, because you made real emphasis on things like 6 figures and lavish lifestyle. It's not about him. It's not about her being with him. It's about what she can get out of him. So of course, If the end goal is to live a lavish life and it to be provided by this man who makes 6 figures, hell yeah. I'm going to be on my motherfucking head, spinning around, hopping on one leg, and I'm going to keep hopping till you tell me to stop.
You feel like that's healthy, though?
Huh?
You feel like that can be... You feel like that's healthy for the woman?
No, of course not.
Okay.
I mean, but at the same time, it is if that's what you're going in it. Like, if that's what that, you're going in with that.
Yeah, it's about what you want, right?
Wait, she gonna hit the fan, though.
Of course, but again, it's about what you want. What is it that you want? What's your goal? What are you looking for? Right? If I go into a situation and I don't want anything from this man but a casual situation, I'm not really doing nothing to get him to commit to me. Right? If I want you to commit to me, then my mojo might change. You know what I'm saying? I might put a little pep in my step. It might look a little different. It might feel a little different. I might smell a little different for you because I want something else out of you. If I just want your money, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm going to handle you a certain type of way. This is going to be different. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different. You're going to know eventually that it's not real. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see that I wasn't in this just for you. Eventually, you're going to see that I was just in it for your money. No, they see it. Listen, listen. What I want men to stop doing is to stop trying to install our intelligence and make us think that y'all are as stupid as y'all act. Y'all are not stupid. I tell people all the time, men are not stupid. Y'all do stupid shit, but y'all are not stupid.
A lot of niggas.
Okay.
Man, you watch 90 Day Fiance, a lot of these niggas are.
I don't watch that shit. That shit is stupid. I don't watch shit like that. It's stupid.
And I feel like I feel like when you start a relationship and stuff like that, you lead what you expect. Like you, right? Let's say for example, you hop in somebody's DM, you be like, "Let me take you out to eat." Now that's what I'm looking for you,
looking for you to do exactly.
When you with money, she gonna spend them.
Exactly.
Like I want to take you on a trip. Now that's my whole.
You gotta keep that shit up.
Yeah.
That's how you lead.
Niggas are saying.
But a nigga twist it and be like, "Oh, she only wanted me for da 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 da." You only came. That's what you came to the table with. You literally led with that. But again, no. But that's a you thing. No. I'm saying that's a man thing. No, but that's a man thing. You want to get to know me. You know what I'm saying? There's not a mutual interest there. Like a lot of people, and this is what I hate about DM niggas. Please don't come to my motherfucking DM. This is what I hate about DM niggas. First of all, read the room, right? You in her DM, and I love persistent people when I'm interested. I love consistency. It is key to getting me to be with you, right? If I'm not interested and off top I show you that I'm not interested, then have enough dignity to just let me not be interested. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men cannot take that hit. Like, oh no, bitch, I'm that nigga. You gonna fuck with me? Like, hell no. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I can fuck with whoever I want to fuck with. Like, who the fuck is you? She's just not interested. You know what I'm saying? I recently just seen a girl get killed because she wasn't interested in a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a little bit more. Like, if you that nigga and you feel like that, I ain't the only bitch out here. Go ahead. Go get what you deserve. I feel like as men and as women, we all need to just get what we deserve. Life goes on. If I don't want you, it goes on.
Can I ask you a question? I want you to be 100% honest.
Like I'm 100% lie.
No. Right. You are to be honest. I guess I was going to.
Okay.
So, like, say if you are interested in a nigga, right?
Right.
And you see one where you be persistent. To test the nigga that you're interested in, have you ever left him on red to see if he gonna respond back after that?
Okay, immature days, yes. No, listen, I have to say that because I am so different than who I was, but I've also had those experiences. Yes. Let me not talk to this nigga for the whole day to see. That's a mind game to me. At 30, and I'm interested in you and you interested in me, I'm not playing no mind games with you. If I want to talk to you, I'ma talk. If you want to talk to me, you're going to talk. We're not keeping tabs on who texts who first. We're not keeping tabs on who called who the most today. I'm not doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not. Like, I don't want to do that. I feel like that's a mind game when you're trying to self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tap back into what I'm used to, which is these relationships that don't work. So I'm going to play mind games with this grown-ass man about I'm sitting in here suffering because I want to fucking talk to him all day, but I'm going to just wait on him to talk to me. What if he busy? know what I'm saying? What if his day really got ahead of him and he couldn't talk to me? Now I done built up this whole motherfucking attitude because I done created this scenario in my mind trying to play mind games with somebody that I'm really interested in. I'm not, again, I shed my ego. My ego is pretty much shed. Like, if I like you and I'm interested in you enough, the problem is I don't be interested. So I don't give a fuck about waiting around for you to text me all day because I don't care. If we talk, we talk. If we don't, we don't. But somebody that I'm genuinely interested in, baby, you said you want to see me. You just seen me. That's cool. We can see each other. I'm okay with that. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? But again, read the room. Pay attention to the interest. The interest don't be there. People just don't be interested.
A lot of people are illiterate. They can't read the room.
That's why no like problems.
Right.
I'm not taking accountability for people just not being able to do common sense shit. I'm just not.
The most interesting people are the people you're not interested in, though.
No,
That's not true. Wait a second. You ever watch the Big Bang Theory?
No.
That nerdy ass nigga got that beautiful.
I want to talk about.
Beautiful ass woman.
Can we talk about real life?
Right.
I want to talk about real life.
I'm saying it really plays a big factor.
I'm not. You said the most interesting people are people that you're not interested
He was the
in.
most interesting person I ever met because I gave him a chance.
Okay.
What did the kid say? Be for real?
But my thing is this. You're asking me to do something that I genuinely don't want to do. Like, if I'm not interested, I am 100% allowed to not be interested. Now, if something happens on a humble where I'm not interested in you like that, and then we have a conversation and somehow my mind changes, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to catch me in that environment. Like, you have to catch me right there, because just naturally, if I'm not, because what's the first thing that attracts you to a person without them talking to you? Their appearance, correct? It's the first thing you see. Like, let's be honest, it's not to be shallow at all. It's not to at all be shallow, but the first thing you see when you see people with your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to my brothers and my father, and people tell me, like, the reason why, you know what I'm saying, it's easier for them to cheat is because they met this beautiful woman, right? She was well kept. And somewhere along the line, she decided to stop dressing up. She wear her hair all over her head. She wear a fucking bonnet outside the house. You know what I'm saying? She just do shit. Like, she dress up for her friends for girls' night than she do on date night. You know what I'm saying? So, and I see that. It's easy to get comfortable, right? Now I value my upkeep. Like, I'm not saying that it will happen every day because I'm sleepy, right? I'm tired. But for the most part, I get that. Like, I will dress up for you. I will make it real for you, for my homegirl. I will make it so real for her and get so cute. And then be in a jogging suit with a nigga because what? Because I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. Imagine me being interested in you. Let me tell you how it's going to look. Let me tell you how it's going to look. It's going to look how it's supposed to look. You know what I'm saying? I think that people do not allow you to just not be interested. Like, that's it. It's okay. Life goes on. What is the theme of this podcast? Life goes on. It's not the end of the world. We make everything the end of the world. At 30, we take everything so serious. We do. Everything is so serious. I'm telling you, in my 20s, I would meet a nigga and immediately he was my man. Oh, this is my man, girl. Let me call you back. My man calling. Oh, I'm about to go see my man. My man. Miami, young Miami. Months down the line, I hated this nigga. 5 months down the line, 6 months, not even a year, I hated him. Cause I just wasn't, like, I found out he really wasn't that interested. He really wasn't my man. He really wasn't my person. I just was in my ego, doing things out of no real, I didn't know where I was going with it. I just was going with it. Had no goal. We're just gonna go with it, right? Because everybody wants you to go with the flow. Now I have an agenda. I know what I want. A part of knowing what you want is part of knowing what you don't want. I know what I don't want, right? I mean, I know everything that I want. I know what I don't want. So that's a big part of it. That's like 85% of it. It's like knowing what you don't want. So, where am I? You know, I like the transparency. Oh, we gonna wrap this up. I do not do no episodes longer than 35. Well, 42.
One more question before we get off.
Sure.
Like you said in your 20s, you said you'd be quick to, like, be like, this is my man.
Yeah.
So what are the differences now that would make you like what now do you look for in a partner to claim them before you? Because I know in the 20s you was like, all right, I like him.
Mm-hmm.
This is my man.
Mm-hmm.
Like what precautions or steps, extra steps you have now to be like, all right, I'm gonna, give him hurdles to go through before I can claim him as my man.
Everything. And not to sound like I want him to be perfect. I don't. But I'm a mother, right? So I'm not dating for me. I'm dating for me and my son. He has to be able to respect that. I say a lot of times that men don't seek me out as Nurse Key, the one that comes with a child. They just see that I don't have a nigga and they're interested. You know what I'm saying? But I can't get up and go when you want to. You may want to take me out the country this weekend. I may not have a fucking babysitter and I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? Or I work 12-hour shifts. You may want to see me right after work, but unfortunately, my grandmother at that point is tired of my son. So I have to go pick him the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? You can't come lay up at my house. No. The answer is no. I'm not putting my son to sleep and sneaking you through the door. It's not happening. I don't lay up. So a lot of me now, even though I had my son in my 20s, I was 25, but I also spent a lot of my relationship, like me and my son's life with his dad, so it was different. But now that we're 100% not together and haven't been and won't be, make that clear. I date for me and my son. So that's one thing. The second thing is I don't turn red flags green. If it look like a duck, it is one. I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? I need to be, it can't be surface level, right? You have to know how to talk to me. You have to know how to stimulate every part of me. Like, I have to be able to see this long term. It can't just be for right now. But also, I'm learning to be more present because I will plan my life with a nigga. I will name our kids. I will do all type of shit. I will make up scenarios of how holidays are going to go. We haven't even got there yet. I'm already planning your birthday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning to be more present. I'm learning to take people for who they are and not for who I want them to be. I'm also allowing, because I'm a Virgo and I'm such a perfectionist, I'm allowing space for people to not be perfect. Because I'm not. And I want them to hold grace for me. So, it's a lot and it's too complicated and I don't want to do it. I have a job and I'm not forcing it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not forcing it. And I need it.
And I feel like that's a big problem in relationships. We're trying to force.
We just want something. Everybody just wants something.
Yeah, like it's like you don't like this person, but it's like I don't want to go on this date, but no, you don't want to go, don't go. Like exactly, don't try to force it. Don't try to make yourself feel something that's not there. And that's I feel like that's the big problem in relationships too. Like it's not, but you're trying to work your way
just to be able to, because you feel like the time is getting ahead of you. I felt that on plenty of occasions, like, oh, I'm almost 30, I need to hurry up and find somebody so I can be married by 32. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, I just don't like you. I can't do it. And I have no problem with saying no now. A lot of times I would just say yes, like, oh, okay, yes, sure. I'm big on no, and no. No, the answer is no. So it just looks different for me. Like I said, I want to be married. You know what I'm saying? I want more children. I can't just do this with just anybody. So I'm a little bit more calculated about the man, which is making it a little bit harder because when I was reckless and it really wasn't this tedious, I had several relationships. Now, no. No, and also I have no problem being alone. I have embraced my solitude. And if you can't bring me as much peace as my aloneness does, I don't want you. And a lot of times niggas give me fucking aneurysms. So with that said, this is a Nurse Key podcast. I'm so happy. I want to do it again. I hope you got me on the ballot next time. Next time I'm going to have a guest. And it's going to be a man. And I want him to think that he coming on here with like Venus versus Mars. But I'm going to start asking him about his mother. All right.
Now you gotta get the Kevin Samuels stuff. You just low key put it out there, you know what I'm saying? I'll put that part of the episode. But if you would like to be on the next one, I would absolutely love it.
I would like to be on the next So my podcast is on all streaming platforms. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Nurse Key, obviously. My Instagram is nurse.key. My business page is Nurse Key Said. And yeah, my DMs is closed. Okay.